Good day to everybody. This is Professor Murugan here from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. Today we're going to discuss something about cryptography. So, first of all, what is cryptography? Cryptography is nothing but hiding the data from the third party. Nowadays, people are worried about the privacy of the data, how the data can be protected. So, when somebody wants to send a data to a third party through some network channel, we are just worried about the security factor. So, for that, we are introducing a term called cryptography. Cryptography is nothing but hiding the data using some keys, so in order to make the original information into a non-readable format. So by that way, the original data can be protected from the third party. Yes. These are all the application we discuss over here. And coming to the the function of cryptography, how the cryptography works generally. Generally, a user wants to send a user A or user X wants to send the information to user Y. So this can be done through the network only. But when user wants to send an information like hello or any sort of information through the network, so he will be sending through the network channel over the internet. He will be transmitting the data, and the receiver end, user Y or user B will be receiving the data. Here the common or general communications happens here. This is where the data privacy happens. This is the place where we need to focus on the security part. So generally, when hackers are concerned, they'll be stealing the data in between the channel. So to protect the data between A and B or X and Y, we need to secure the data in terms of by modifying the original content to other format or to the unreadable format. So for that we are using cryptography. So how the data will be modified into unreadable format, or in terms of non-hackable format. So this we're gonna see it in terms of cryptography, encryption process and decryption process. So these are all the basic terms we have it in the cryptography. One is encryption and the other one is decryption. What is encryption? Encryption is nothing but when we are converting the original information to the non-readable format or the cipher text. This process we call it as encryption. For that, what we need? So for encrypting the data, we need some keys or we need some values from the external source in order to mix with the plain text. So the data, the keys will be mixed with the plain text, so that altogether it will be converted in the form of non-readable format. That we call it as ciphertext. So that ciphertext, even the hackers are trying to hack the ciphertext, he cannot read the data because it is in the unreadable format. Ciphertext are nothing but unreadable format of a plain text. That we call it as ciphertext here. So, we have covered up with plain text. What is meant by plain text? Plain text is nothing but a general information carried out by the user. And talking about encryption. Encryption is nothing but converting the original information to non-readable format. That is called encryption. Decryption. What is decryption here? So decryption is nothing but converting again the cipher, because in the receiver end, the concerned person X or Y, Y or a user B has to receive the information and he has to read. So for reading that message, he has to convert that encrypted text into readable text. For that, the process of converting the cipher text into readable format or the plain text, that process we call it as uh, decryption. So we have covered up with the basic terms of cryptography, which is plain text, encryption, and decryption. These are the basics example of cryptography. This is a concept I have explained now. So generally, Alice wants to send the message to the Bob. He is the receiver now. He is nothing but the ciphertext. So ciphertext is nothing but, as I already told you, it is a combination of plain text and the key. See, as you could read it here, the M is nothing but the plain text and K is nothing but the key. So the process of converting the plain text along with the key is called as encryption, which is mentioned here as E. Again, this has been transmitted to the network to the Bob, which means he is a receiver here. So receiver has to get the plain text from the allies. So to convert the ciphertext into plain text, he will be using the decryption process, which is mentioned as D here, and C is nothing but the ciphertext. So ciphertext, converting the ciphertext, again he is using the key, which is mentioned as K here. C comma K is a process of decryption. So when you are decrypting the C with the help of K, you are getting the plain text, which is nothing but M. So this is how the cryptography works. That's all as of now for about the cryptography. Thank you.